Local group that provided mental health services to victims of Hurricane Harvey is offering the same to those in Jim Wells County. This after the governor declared it a disaster area following severe weather back in June. Our Bill Churchwell joins us now to explain. Bill.
You know, when you lose everything due to a natural disaster, or in this case, a flood, you often don't have a clear head. And the Coastal Plains Community Center says they have seen a great need for their services just within the last year.
Well, imagine yourself as a 5 or 6-year-old and your home is destroyed and your school is destroyed and you're displaced for 2 or 3 months with a bunch of strangers in a disaster center, and then you come back to nothing.
Hurricane Harvey left storm victims traumatized, some even suffering from PTSD.
When you lose everything, it kind of puts you in a state of shock.
Mark Durant is the executive director of Coastal Plains Community Center here in Portland. The center covers 9 counties in South Texas and provides mental health services and services for people with developmental delays.
We receive money both from the state and the federal government. FEMA comes in and they sponsor what we call crisis counseling.
He says mental health centers were a part of the first line of response to that disaster, and the need for those counseling services has increased after yet another community is left dealing with the aftermath of their own crisis.
3 weeks ago, the state declared Jim Wells County a disaster area, and the rains were very bad in the city of Alice, but they also were quite bad down in the city of Fremont.
Homes and property were a complete loss for folks who experienced weeks of flooding back in June.
You're numb, you really don't know what you should be doing, and so to have someone come and sit down with you that has a clear head and starts helping you, okay, first let's fill out this form, first let's talk to FEMA and see about getting some assistance, with a game plan for you.
And to take advantage of their services, there are disaster recovery centers set up in both Fremont and over in Alice. For more information, you can check out their website at coastalplainsctr.org. We'll also have that link on our website at KIITV.com. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Bill.